Hello, Kyle here, Lake Vermilion Houseboats, doing the orientation video for our Maki Houseboat number 18. Kind of the cool thing about this houseboat is just rebuilt during the winter and early spring of 2022. So we are very proud of our new houseboats that we've built, and you'll see the good features that we have here. So for the orientation video, we always start with the motor. We lift the motor. This motor cover lifts up. Underneath it is the outboard of the houseboat, so we trim that outboard up for the guests. We have the guests take pictures of the prop and lower unit. Currently on this houseboat, there is currently is not a generator, so this cord is what would plug into the generator that sits right here. Currently, during the orientation video, we do not have a generator, but your houseboat will come with a generator. So again, repeat, your houseboat will come with a generator. So we'll go over the generator operation with you during your orientation. Kind of look over here. We always give you at least one jug of gas, if not more, for your gas needs for your generator. So the gas jugs are for the generator. And then over here, these are your propane tanks for your houseboat. So your propane used for the houseboat would be your stove, oven, the condensers on the fridge run off propane. The main use of the propane is for our heaters during our colder water, like our spring and fall seasons. So basically, if you're not using your heaters a whole lot, you typically do not have to worry about your propane. If you are running your heaters a lot, we do want you to keep tabs on your propane during your stay because we don't want you to run out overnight or something. We can bring more propane out during our service runs. So, but definitely during our colder seasons when you're using your heaters, please keep tabs on your propane tanks that we basically don't want you to run out. So, now we'll start walking through the cabin. So we have a heater here in the back. It's the same heater that we have in the galley. I'll go over the one in the galley, how to start and basically run the heaters. So the same heater here we have in the galley. I'll go over that coming up here. So as we walk through into the houseboat, here is our carbon monoxide detector. Here's our smoke detector. We always test these detectors during our orientations, just so you know that you have a functioning carbon monoxide and smoke detector in your houseboat. As we walk through the cabin here. One of the next thing we show our guests is the toilet on the houseboat, just so we know how to operate, because we have different toilets on our houseboat fleet. We want to make sure that everybody's up to speed. So with these new toilets that we have on the new houseboats, some of our videos would have shown, if you watched other videos, that the lever, you lift up on it, it'll fill this toilet here in the Maki number 18. There's only one way to operate it, and that is pushing the lever down, and that's what opens it and adds water to your toilet basin so it flushes either your solids or your liquids down. You cannot on this houseboat lift up on the handle. The basin does not hold water. Only way to operate it is simply after you're doing your business, open it up, and your solids and everything gets down in the septic holding tank. So underneath the bathroom sink here, we do have extra toilet paper. We also have some drop-in basically scent tabs that you can put in the septic if your septic is starting to stink during your stay. So also have a first aid kit down there as well. So we'll keep walking through the cabin here. I should explain this a little bit more in the back with the generator, but just kind of how our generator works. So anytime you're using something that plugs into an outlet, so whether you have the microwave, coffee maker, behind Joy is our smart TV, plugging in cell phones, anything where you're actually trying to use an outlet for power, the generator has to run. That's what powers the outlets. And also while the generator is running, we have a battery charger for our deep cycle batteries. Our deep cycle batteries power our overhead lights, they power the water pressure pump, and they power the thermostats on the fridges. So basically to keep your houseboat in a working order, so basically running water, working lights, working fridge, we want you to run the generator a minimum of 3 hours a day continuously. That keeps those batteries charged up. So that everything stays working for you, and you don't call me at 6 or 7 o'clock at night saying, hey, we don't have no lights, we don't have no running water, because that's typically what happens is later in the day after everybody's been out playing in the water and comes back in the cabin. So again, run the generator minimum of 3 hours a day. You can run it more. but minimum of 3 hours a day continuously. That keeps everything charged up and running. And again, anytime you're trying to power an electrical device, the generator has to run. Right here is our fridges on the houseboat. So on our new houseboats, we've added 2 fridges. It's a feature that everybody likes just because these are a couple of our bigger houseboats, have a lot of people, a lot of food. So basically what we tell with our guests, as long as you're not getting any error messages on the displays, so your displays are right here on both units, as long as you're not getting any error messages, the fridges are working 100%. What we tell our guests is, especially on the first day, do not overload the fridges with a bunch of food. Try to keep them lightly loaded. Let them catch up temperature-wise. We've had issues where guests will load the refrigerators, basically jam them full of food, and that first night especially, it's just not cold enough to cool down everything right away. So keep the fridges lightly loaded. Add during your trip. Typically, by the morning after your first night, the fridges have caught up. There are thermostats in the fridges, so that you know what temperature they're at. Keep an eye on that and just make sure that stuff is staying cool. And then on these units right here, on this display, try to get it here. 9 is the coldest setting. So there's 1 through 9, with 9 being the coldest setting. And they're always set in the coldest setting when you arrive. So here's our smart TV. Again, you basically have to have the generator running to power the TV, but you would hook this TV up to using your phone as a mobile hotspot. You would hook that up to the mobile hotspot, then you could stream, watch any sporting events or Netflix that you'd want to watch during your stay. So typically over here we have gallon jugs of fresh water. We have plenty during your stay. So what we tell our guests is, so all of the faucets on the houseboat, so kitchen faucet, bathroom faucet, and the bathroom shower are all lake water, so we don't want to be drinking that. We do supply gallon jugs of fresh water for your drinking and cooking needs. That is included with your houseboat stay. If you think you don't have enough in your ride, let us know. We'll get you more. And also during our service runs, we're going to bring out more fresh water for you. So typically on the kitchen table here is a binder. So in this binder is some useful information. Just has some different stuff about the lake, fishing regulations, has information about our mooring sites, also has information about dining on the lake, activities on the lake, kind of some how-tos if something is not working right in your houseboat. There's a lot of some quick stuff in here to check out to get it. A lot of stuff is very simple. It's just you're not accustomed to it because it's a houseboat, not a house. So again, the binder is very helpful on the kitchen table. Right over here is our heater. I'll go show you how to operate this one. Again, same heater that's in the back. So the main thing with our catalytic heaters is it does not have a standing pilot, so that does confuse people at times. So basically to start this unit, you press the button in. Here's your striker button. It's hard to see, but there is a little pilot light on down there. You hold this in for it could be 10 to 30 seconds, depending on how often you're using the heaters. Basically, you want to see the kind of flare up a little bit on the screen here, or on the mat, the heating mat. It's not going to be a big boot. It just kind of flares, a nice little gentle flame kind of flares up. Once you see that, once you release the lever or the dial, the pilot light does go out. So I release it, I turn it. There's a low setting, there's a medium setting, and there's a high setting. The thing that confuses people is that the pilot light does not stay on. It does give a faint hissing sound if it's quiet, if you can hear it, that tells it's on. Basically, you just hold your hand up to it. If you feel the heat, you know it's on. So just make sure that it's on before you walk away from it. And then, of course, when you want to turn it off, just turn it back all the way clockwise into the off position. So very simple operation, very safe heaters. The ladder up here is a ladder up to our kind of our upper deck penthouse to the houseboat. There's a couple air mattresses up there. And then up here at the helm, we have our switches that power our houseboat. So all very self-explanatory. So top one would be powers your refrigerators. Second one is your water that powers your water heater. The shower pump is your faucet switch. We like to keep that off when you are cruising on the lake. We don't want you running the water when you're cruising on the lake because you can deprime your water lines and burn up the water pump. So again, while you're cruising on the lake, keep that off. If you're on the lake and need to use the restroom, come down to idle speed. turn the switch back on, use the restroom, wash your hands, and then turn it back off once you get once you're ready to start cruising again. Once you get to your mooring site, then you can leave it on. Cabin lights powers your cabin lights, and the instruments is what powers your Humminbird GPS. So, very simple operation up here. So it's just turnkey start here at the helm, and again, there is no trim or tilt from the helm here. So basically, it's just advancing it forward, giving it forward throttle, neutral, reverse, reverse throttle. Very simple RPM tack right here. So 3,000 RPMs is your cruising speed for this houseboat. Humminbird GPS up here. So we have our separate orientation video dedicated to the Humminbird GPS and navigation on the lake. So please watch that before you arrive. That's very helpful. This thing makes navigating the lake and finding your mooring site super easy if you know how to use it, and it'll keep you safe and out of harm. So watch that video on our YouTube channel. Go out here to the front deck. So in this dock box right here, we have all of our life jackets for the houseboat. Got a plank out here in the front grate. Again, that'll be, we have another dedicated video for our mooring of our houseboat, so watch that. Again, that'll be on our YouTube channel, a dedicated YouTube video of mooring the houseboats. And then the charcoal grill for the houseboat is here on the front deck. So that concludes our orientation video for our newly built Maki number 18 houseboat. Thank you.